comes about at like a particular moment in time, like a like a good 3 hours of time, just about focusing on that time, not going forward, not going back,
Have you ever had a song where you have an inspiration, but then you kind of bend it a bit, twist it? I think that's what most people do. Like they write about something, but you tend not to write directly about it. You take it and then you just add other details or whatever. Do you tend to write quickly, or do you craft them, or do they tend to just come?
I think the main idea and the chords come right away.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have to really be inspired, and I know it's like a curse for songwriters to have to be inspired. And I'm working on trying to reverse that into just always being able to write something no matter what. But I would write something and then I would save it for later. Like I think my best, the times that I write the best, I would say is when I'm busy, when I'm doing something, like when I'm on the bus going to work and or like I'm in class, trying to focus, but I just can't focus. So I start writing in my diary or my journal, and those are when the best lyrics come out, and I put those lyrics to music sometimes, and other times it's the reverse. I take music I've already written and put them into songs.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing, because if you actually sat down to write, authors, people who are professional authors, they say that it's just torture, because some authors actually like working 9 to 5, so they sit down 9 o'clock at their desk. But actually sitting down to do it almost seems like the wrong approach. It's almost like you're making it not happen by kind of willing it. So it's what you're saying, actually. It tends to happen when you're doing something else. Like I have ideas in the middle of the night when I can't sleep. Have you ever had that?
Yeah. I have so many voice notes. I call them dream idea or something like that. Or I used to put on my wall like a paper. Like I used to tape it onto my wall, and then like if I wake up and have an idea for a song, and I can't fall asleep until like I know that I'm for sure gonna remember this idea. I write it on the wall. Sometimes when I wake up, sometimes they're really bad ideas, and I'm like, oh well, that was a bad idea, but it sounded good at the time, and then sometimes they're like, whoa, who is this person that I was like 7 hours ago?
Sometimes when you can't sleep in the middle of the night, because your mind, like when you don't sleep enough, or it's a certain time of the day, your mind is more receptive, or your senses are a bit sharper. And we find that like you have an idea and you feel like it'd be a shame to waste it by going back to sleep. So you kind of have to see it through. That's how I feel about it anyway. I don't know if you've ever heard of Harry Nilsson.
No.
He's kind of an artist from the 60s. I think his most famous song was Without You. And Everybody's Talking as well. Everybody's talking about me. Anyway, he said that you have to get inside the song. You have to develop a relationship with it. And I kind of like that idea. It's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice idea.
Rather than thinking it as a kind of a remote thing. I'll talk about a couple of your songs. Don't Want to Be Apart, one of my favourite ones. And I'm going to include a recording of that at the end. What was the origin of that?
Oh, it was just...
Is that recent or...?
I wrote that song when I first got my looper pedal, and I was really into the Strokes at that time. And I wanted to write something like very skateboardy, something I can, because I used to skateboard, and I wanted to write something like the skateboard too. And so I wrote that a little bit, and I wanted to loop. I wanted to keep that loop going, and I added like some vocals, which I like completely removed out of that song. But when I wrote that song with completely different lyrics, but I knew exactly what the chords are for everything: the chorus, the pre-chorus, and the verse. So I knew that about that, and the song used to be like, why did you leave? It was like about a breakup. Like, was it with more peace with yourself? And then I had like some really crappy ideas, and then I turned them into like better ideas. And I finished it while I was in Spain, maybe last winter. And I just added new lyrics and tried new things. I bought a new loop pedals. It was much better. So I was sometimes you have to get these little things to encourage you to, that give you another sound, like a new pedal or something, or a new distortion or something like that will give you will open up your mind and make you think different things to make you write new songs and stuff like that, or new lyrics. It could be anything really. It could be the opera that you saw last night.
Yeah.
But that song is about being away, like leaving, and missing the person that you left back home. So that's what it's about. And it's also about being tired of that person, and that's why you left. But it's also about like, I really wish that person was here right now. That's what it's about.
Okay. What about the song that's about a cat? Is that kind of a joke or is it a serious?
It's a joke. I wrote that song. It used to be different. I used to have different lyrics, and I showed it to my ex-girlfriend, and she didn't like it. And she's obsessed with cats, so she wrote the lyrics to that song, and she just put like a lot of lyrics.
What's it called?
Cats.
What's the name of it?
It's called I Want to Ride a Bike with a Cat.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
It used to be I Want to Fly Away. Or it used to be like about hating my job, because I hate my job and you hate your job too.
Yeah.
Like it's about hating your job, but like
because cats are very in vogue at the moment.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the internet.
They're stylish.
People
They're very stylish. Yeah.
Pictures of them.
Yeah. I mean, that song is a hit or miss. I would say, in terms of the crowd that likes it, half the people usually love it and think it's hilarious, and they put it on Snapchat, and then the other half of the people just don't get it, and they're just like, what is this? Is he serious? I don't think this is funny at all. And I just think that's kind of funny about it.
All right. What other themes are there to your tunes? I mean, obviously, I guess everyone writes songs about relationships or love or whatever, but what other themes have you got? Is it just anything at all?
I mean, sometimes it's about girls. Sometimes it's about being away. Sometimes it's about I have a new song about like abuse. I have a song about political stuff, like the Black Lives Matter sort of thing, about police brutality. I have a song about drugs, with the whole Maggie's Always Sleeping song, and I mean, it's just different. Song about expectations, just not having expectations for anybody.
No expectations.
Yeah.
What's your favourite song, if you had to name one, or is it impossible to name one?
Of mine?
Yours, yeah.
Right now, I'm really digging the Spend the Day song. I think people really liking it, and it makes me happy to see people really having a good time with it. So, I mean, that's my favorite one right now. And Expectations as well. That's a fun one, and Don't Want to Be Apart as well. Yeah. Oh, and there's also the Zodiac song, if you remember that one, the one that's called Never Trust a Scorpio. And it names all the different zodiac signs, and it basically insults everybody through their zodiac sign. And I really love that one, because everybody's listening for their zodiac sign, and then they have a laugh because it's like really it's true, like on paper, but like they know it's not.
So there's an element of fun to some of the stuff. You don't take it too seriously. With the loop pedal that you mentioned earlier. I mean, you and I met like about a year ago. I think did you come last September or something?
Late August.
Yeah, just over a year. And I remember you were kind of finding your feet with the loop pedal, but you've obviously got it pretty nailed now. Can you just explain what it is, and just in case people don't know, and how does it help you when you're playing live?
So basically, a looper pedal is this device. It's usually on the floor, and there's 3 different tracks, and each track could loop an entire circle of sound. So it's like it would take 4 bars of whatever you play, and it would just put that on repeat.
Continue repeating.
And then if you want to add another track to add along to that loop, but you can switch between the tracks. But anyways, you start off with the first track, and the first track you do like a percussive beat, or you add you do some sort of riff, and then you press the track button again, and then you can record over that, and eventually you can have your own band. And however way you want to be dynamic about it, you can turn the tracks off or on, and turn 2 on at the same time, and turn 1 off, and then turn all 3 of them on at the same time during the chorus and the end. So you can turn them all off and add the harmony. You can add vocals and anything. Yeah,
because it kind of sounds like it'd be difficult to be recording stuff in front of the audience, but I think what you've done is you've found a way of incorporating that into the song. Because you talk while you're